Hey guys,
I'm Jerry.
I'm Sierra.
We're ladies.
And we tangent.
What's up, everyone? Hello.
It's that time of the year.
How did you like that surprise episode that came out yesterday?
Did you love it?
I still have to listen to it.
I
still
know.
have to figure out. I got an email from all of our friends who put it together, and they were like, "Did you get this?" And I still haven't responded, but yes, I did.
Great.
I got it, and it will be out when it's supposed to be out. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, yesterday a Halloween special came out, audio only, I believe.
Yes.
Because not everyone, I think, did
Records
video.
visually, yeah.
We may put our visual, just ours, out on Patreon.
Yep.
So for it'll be available for all of the tiers, and then it'll be purchasable if you want it. We're gonna start doing that for Patreon.
Yeah.
We're gonna start making individual posts purchasable.
Yes.
Purchasable
For the purchasers.
That way, if you want the Happy Birthday Dad episode with Taylor and you just want to see that one, you'll be able to purchase just that one.
Yep.
I would
if you're somebody who's like, I can't commit to subscribing every month, totally fine. If you want to just do a one-off, they'll be available purchasably for a one-off.
That we would still suggest if you like extra content to commit in some way,
because the cool thing is if you do that $5 or $10 for subscribing, you get the entire backlog.
Yeah.
Which is a big bonus round of episodes.
It's a lot of freaking videos.
It is a lot of videos because we've been on Patreon for quite a while now.
Yes.
It's got all of our stuff that we used to put on our old
that we put on when we did YouTube memberships.
Yes, that's right. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of videos.
But if you are someone who can't commit or maybe you want to try, but then you're
I think
gonna
Who
forget.
Let That Duck in Here is on there too. That whole episode.
Yes,
that's right.
That episode's
that
on
was
there.
a Patreon before Patreon was Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then also, Sierra mentioned too that it would be a good thing for those of you who submit stories. If you were like, oh, dang, I submitted a story and I'm not sure if they posted it or not, you could just buy a one-off scandals or horror or whatever ghost story episode and see
if we read it on Patreon.
And then if we didn't, sorry, but there's no refunds.
You don't get your money back. And I hope you enjoy the episode.
That's called gambling, my friend.
That is.
You know what?
I love to gamble.
What? I was just going to say, what growth? Because the fact that we started this episode by promoting ourselves,
we would never.
And we
5 years ago?
Never. 5 years ago, Jerry would be like, shut the fuck up. What are you doing?
Funny, though, is that every time we do, and I noticed it on my streams, when we do our Patreon lives, when we've done it on tour, anywhere, if we do, the amount of people that are like, get that bag, girl. Yeah. You guys are our number one fans in that. I'm like, I never have to think that they're like, these motherfuckers, because you're always cheering us on. You're like, fuck yeah, get some money.
You deserve it, queens.
We said one thing before about we don't really make that much, and somebody messaged me and they're like, let me tell you how to make money. They were basically saying we need to do influencer style ads on our TikTok, and I'm like, that's really nice, but
that's not gonna.
But it was really, really sweet of them to be like, you should be making that money, tap into that market. I'm like,
and I know,
thank you.
I know
Thank you
that we
that.
can.
Yeah.
I'm not in a place to wanna. I think
for sure.
And maybe I'm a bad person, but I kind of equate that to selling feet pics. And not that selling feet pics is bad either, but for me, I'm not in a place where I'm ready to sell my feet.
Sure.
And so I'm also not ready.
Always ready to sell my feet.
I'm not in a place to sell things on TikTok.
Oh my God. I'll sell my feet tomorrow. Honestly. Footpics.com or whatever. I'm just kidding. That's not a real thing.
If you'd be interested, let me know.
Let me know in the comments below and I'll show you my feet.
Yeah, I'll start a Patreon exclusively just for my feet.
Yeah.
I'm going to start getting
100%.
pedicures.
You could do that, Jerry. It's called OnlyFans.
Can you not sell your feet on Patreon?
I mean, you probably could. I just feel like OnlyFans would be
Patreon.com/it's just feet.
Yeah, okay, fuck it.
I don't know.
I like that.
I'll have to ask Jack. The creator of Patreon.
Is this the kind of creator stuff that you were wondering about?
Yeah. Are you gonna let me talk at the convention next year?
You visualized when you came up with this plan?
Yeah. Maybe not.
Well, here's the deal. I don't know how much you have chit-chatty wise, but I have so many of these. I had to cut them down.
Really?
I had so many. There are so many good ones.
I don't think I have anything chit-chat wise. I mean, a lot of stuff's happened. I really like my life, but I don't need to talk about it.
All right, fair enough.
I would really love to hear how other people feel. No, I do feel I'm excited. I love doing these episodes every year because it is an opportunity for us to like reflect. I actually was at lunch with my dad the other day, and a woman came and sat at our table, and she was like, I need you to pause and zoom out and realize, do you know what you've done? And I was like, I feel like you're mad at me.
Honestly, why are you yelling?
But also, no. I mean, yes, but no. I like to not sit too long in that
think
pool.
About it as somebody who's on the other side of this couch with you. You can't think about it too hard.
No.
Because I will start to freak out.
This is when we allow ourselves.
Yes.
We allow ourselves to sit in the pool of what we've done just once a year.
Yes.
Twice if it falls on a Patreon week.
Truly. And just so everybody knows, if you don't get a reaction out of me, number one, I have no soul. That's period. But number two, I need you to know that I cried heavily at a few of these. But I have read all of them and listened to all of them.
She cheats.
I have to. It's a part of my job. But so I have already had my emotions separately outside of this, unfortunately.
I thought, however, when I heard a song,
they might get me. They might get me again. Some of them are really good. And what I want to say, as well as it's a moment for you and I to reflect on what we've been able to accomplish. Mm-hmm. It's a really beautiful moment for all of you to connect with
one another, yeah.
And not just us. There's so many people, this could get me. There's so many people in their emails that say something specifically to us, but then they talk to the community, like to the fangents as like a, if you're going through this as well, like moment. And I was just like, how beautiful is that they're like choosing their moment to talk about themselves and their lives and what we've done. And like how it's impacted their growth and just to speak about themselves for a moment, to also be like, and I'd like to relay that to anyone who needs to hear that.
And part of me wonders if really those people would relate to us in a way where at one point in time they didn't feel like anyone would care to hear that. And now they've overcome some sort of imposter syndrome to now be like, you know what? No. I do want to pay this forward.
I think that's what does it for me.
But I did want to read this to you because I thought of you. Everyone who follows me on Instagram knows I'm a Kelsey Ballerini stan.
Yes.
I don't know what stan stands for still, even though I think we've talked about it.
I think it comes from the Eminem song Stan, where he's like a super fan.
I think we've had this exact conversation. And I'm like, I don't buy it.
Okay.
But like, I get it. But there's a song called Cowboys Cry Too. Okay. And it's Kelsey Ballerini and Noah Kahan.
Amazing.
Okay. Yeah. So when he comes in, this is the part that reminded me of you. He says, well, I grew up wishing I could close off the way my dad did, because that man never felt a damn thing he didn't want to feel. But I've burned too many miles trying to ride out all the sadness. But you can't outdrive pain. Someday it's going to take the wheel. And I thought of you because I'm like, she literally, if you didn't have the exclusive episode, we talked about like our part of our therapy journeys, and something you had said in there was talking about your skill in compartmentalizing and how I just felt the line like he didn't feel a damn thing he didn't want to feel. And I'm like, that is you.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, if I'm not ready to feel it,
I can't.
I'm not gonna.
And I won't. And I won't. Like last night I cried heavily. I'm also on my period. So, but I just had like
we're going to get her.
I had like a moment where I will allow the floodgates to open. I let it out. And then it's like, time to shut, and we need to get back to living. And it maybe is a skill, maybe is a trauma response. I don't know necessarily what one. I think it's a bit of a skill still.
I think trauma responses are skills.
Yeah.
But they can just become maladaptive at some point.
Well, and that's the book that I'm reading because I got the tattoo, The Mountain Is You, because of a song. I didn't realize there was a book called it.
Yeah.
And somebody saw my post on Instagram and they commented and they were like, oh, is this from the book by da-da-da? And I was like, didn't know there was a book. Now I do.
Now go read a book.
I am going to buy it. I purchased it immediately. It just came yesterday. And so I started to like read it a little bit. And it was very much like a lot of the things that are holding, because the book is called The Mountain Is You, turning self-sabotage into self-mastery. And so it's a lot of like,
Every time you say it, I'm sorry. I think you're going to say self-masturbating. And I'm like, wow.
and I think you should do that as well.
That's a part of it.
Take self-sabotage and go fuck yourself about
I'm going to come down that mountain is all I know.
I'm going to come up it.
I'm going to be coming around the
up and down
I'm
and
gonna
all
come
the way
around
around.
the mountain when I come.
She'd be coming around the mountain when she comes. But
anyway.
there was a lot of like, unfortunately, the things that like happened were used in good ways, and then you kind of started using them against yourself, and so it's very much like that. But right now, I think it's okay.
For that reason, I'm very fucking excited to do the New Year's episode this year.
A lot of people have been saying that they're
Really?
New Year's episode. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the New Year's episode because I was very hard on myself last year, and I know why.
Yeah.
I know why.
Oh, I couldn't have been more trying to explain to you why. without saying it,
because,
I was like, hey.
I know. I knew, and that's why I was so mad.
Yeah.
And I'll get, you know what? You hold off until New Year's.
Hold on.
I'll explain more.
Yeah.
But I was so mad at myself, and I was so angry that I also couldn't explain why I was angry.
Yeah.
And there is a freedom that I walk with now.
100%.
That I'm just very excited to revisit that and just give me last year and the year before that just some squeezes.
Yeah. As
and
you should.
noogies.
Swirly in the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
You guys know what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm going to start off with, because we only got 2 of these, but that's okay. I'm going to start off with a recording.
Okay.
If you don't mind. Here it is. I was like, excuse me, where is it? I knew that I had one.
Me. I think maybe there was supposed to be a voice memo.
Oh, I love it. Excuse me.
Oh, really fast.
So I'm going to say this before. I love that a lot of people put pictures from meeting us or stuff so we could like put their faces to it.
I'm so happy they
love it.
We have that now.
So cool. This one says, I love you ladies so much. Happy 5 years. Here's the pictures that go along with my audio. Also share my name and all the things. I'm not shy about my mental health and love for all. Signed, Emma Evans, your bestie from Dallas and St. Louis. And you know, yep.
Emma, I love you so much.
So many pictures. Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Emma, I just wore the sweatshirt you made the other day.
Right? Okay, here we go.
And the stickers and the pins.
I'm going to make sure my ringer's up. My audio's up.
Dallas and what was the other show? St. Louis?
I think St. Louis, yeah.
People were like, we don't know who gave us these pins or these stickers, but they've been going around.
Oh, pause. Sorry.
And I was like, that's from Emma.
Yes.
I know that's from Emma.
Yep. Okay, here we go.
Hey guys, it's Emma. I can't believe that it's been 5 years since y'all started the podcast. I found y'all on TikTok during the pandemic, and y'all instantly changed my life. I was a freshman in high school during the pandemic and had dealt with a lot of hard mental health things, but wasn't really taught to acknowledge that mental health was a thing. Some of the awful things that really affected that were some friendship breakups. So y'all's episode on friendship breakups really changed my perspective on that and just made those hurt just a little bit less. And to this day, I still think of the friends come in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I still use that like all the time to this day. So then fast forward, y'all's emphasis on mental health slowly planted the seed in my brain that it was okay to finally get help with my mental health. I had so many extreme panic attacks, and the only things that ever calmed me was y'all in the Titanic movie. Yes, I'm weird for that.
She said, yes, I'm weird for that.
Major depressive disorder, and if it weren't for y'all, I never would have started this journey. The first time I met y'all was in February of 2023 during a virtual meet and greet. Looking at the picture from that today makes me so sad yet so happy. This was just a month after one of the worst mental health days that I've ever had. I can just see the pain in my eyes, but I was still truly so happy to be meeting my heroes. A few weeks later, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2, PTSD, and manic depression, and through all of this, my connection with y'all grew so much stronger. Your weekly episodes and bi-weekly Patreon episodes made me feel not so alone in my struggles. You guys have made a community that supports each other on a whole other level. So I met you guys a year later in Dallas, and it was crazy to see the light back in my eyes. I could go on and on about that meet and greet and my meet and greet in St. Louis. I always think about Dallas, and the second I saw y'all, I started shaking so bad and sobbing, and Sierra hugged me so big and whispered in my ear that I was shaking and that it was okay. And she just hugged me tighter. And Jerry was so excited in Dallas because we were matching. Then in St. Louis, I walked up to the stage and Jerry yelled, "Emma!" so loud, and I have never felt so much excitement in my whole life. The fact that Jerry remembered who I was after only 2 interactions ever truly shows how much y'all care about your community. You'll never know how much those interactions mean to me. I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for y'all. I honestly don't even know if I would be here. I love both of you ladies with my whole heart and can't wait to meet you guys again one day. But until then, I'll be listening to y'all every week. I love you guys so much. I'm going to attach my meet and greet pictures to this email. And I just hope you guys keep doing this as long as you possibly can. You guys have built just truly the best community ever. And I love you guys so much. Bye.
Oh, Emma!
You sweet sweetie.
It. You know what I think I love the most? I mean, all of that was amazing.
Yeah.
But like this and with the other one that I heard, you can hear nerves. You can hear and I'm just so proud of you, both of you.
Yeah.
For going for it and regardless of if you were nervous or if you felt like any kind of way about recording it, I'm so proud of you for sending it. And
because the first time we ever tried to talk was alone into a phone.
And immediately after Jerry played it back for me, because I'm sure I would, I don't hope, but I don't know if you listened to it back. But for me, when Jerry played it back, I was like, delete it immediately. And honestly, I never want to hear myself ever again. What an idiot I am. And that's kind of the energy I had a little bit. Until I listened back. I remember our very first episode. I could cry. And we did it. And then you immediately went to edit it. We literally recorded it and we sat there together while you edited it. And we listened to it and we laughed back at what we said. And we looked at each other and we went, this is good. This is really good. I think this is really funny. I think this could be good.
I think people might like this.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Because Jerry looked at me at one point and I was shaking, talking into a microphone with no one else in the room. But I was just so nervous doing it because I was like, people could hear this. People potentially will hear this. Yeah. And I knew once it was in the mic that it was up to Jerry to delete it or not delete it. And she was not going to listen to me if I told her, delete that. I hate the way I sound or I messed up my word here or whatever.
Right.
And I'm so glad you didn't because I feel like so proud that gives people the courage to be like full send and put themselves out there. Because what a beautiful thing when you do put yourselves out there.
100%.
What a beautiful thing.
If you think back to how we sounded in those first episodes, and yes, it was in a room that was like very near my sleeping son's room, and we were trying to be somewhat quiet, but really there was a lot less confidence,
a timidness,
in our voices and in the way that we presented ourselves, and we were not so sure of our footing and how we were going to navigate conversations and tell stories. We were doing the best that we could, and it's crazy to hear us now. And it's amazing to hear you guys because Emma, we met you online and then we met you in Dallas and then we met you again in St. Louis. And
I felt her confidence grew even from those 3.
Yes. Even in those interactions. And those were just interpersonal one-on-one interactions. Yes, you were in a crowd of people, but like you were really just talking to us.
Yeah.
And I know that there can be a little bit of nerves coming with meeting someone who you have so much admiration for, and there's an intensity to that. However, you took that a step further, and you spoke and you shared very personal things with the world, and as much as like we can normalize certain things, we are not everyone. We can't represent everybody in every experience. And that's why we do this, because your experiences matter and they reach people just as much as we can. Yeah. And I'm just grateful that you took a chance on yourself to extend our reach just a little bit further by using your experiences.
100%. Beautiful. We're going to cry this whole time, I feel.
Great.
Are you ready?
I'm so sorry. I know that
it says it right.
Handmade with love. No, okay. I'm so sorry. I don't remember your name. Who I can picture your face, but that doesn't do a goddamn thing.
Every single time.
Who made us the bouquet of flowers, not cup holders. What are they called?
Crocheted coasters.
Yes. I will be using it as my tissue this episode.
She has. If you heard me like laughing, Emma, during your talking, it was only because I watched Jerry grab that and use it as a tissue to wipe her eyes, not for your nose.
I am hoping that if there was a cat around this, which 9 times out of 10, if we receive something crocheted, there's a cat.
There's a cat that's been involved.
There's been a cat there. I hope that if there was any dander, it's gone, because we've had these since the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah. Okay, ready? This one says 5 years. How? It's from.
Hey, that's my question as well.
I agree. This one says, it's a long message. Hope you enjoy. Hey, ladies. Firstly, this is going to be long. I hope you don't mind the ego boost. We don't. We ask for it. So thank you so much. I'm Abby. I'm 20 and from Australia. Happy 5 years.
With an Australian accent.
Australia.
Happy 5 years.
There you go. You're good at it. We need to go to Australia.
My accent is getting better.
Happy 5-year anniversary.
Still shit after 5 years.
That's our tagline. Ladies and Tangents, still shit after 5 years.
Oh my God.
That's pretty good.
Shout out to the guy who recently said he hated us.
Oh my God, dude. Fuck
and
off.
that was on a personal level. I think he hates me on a personal level, and he's even more mad that I have a platform.
Oh my God. Get over it, dude.
Yeah.
Who was that? That's right. Fuck you. Hey, fuck you, dude.
Hey, I hate everything about you too, though.
You know what that reminds
and
me
yours
of?
is just your personality. There's not much I can do about that.
There are certain, because it's, hey, everybody, voting season is coming up, and that's what I need you to know. And this is what it reminds me of, is that I'll drive through our town and see certain signs and yards, and I'm like, I don't know that name, but if I see them connected with other signs, I can deduce
that I'm not voting for them.
And I'm like, that's interesting. They probably don't align with what I want, and then I can look into it further, which I have. Don't yell at me for just taking that as my.
Hey, you can yell at me because I'll just take that sign.
But I encourage everybody, please get out there and vote. It's very important. Vote on a local level. For the love of God, please vote on a local level. Yes. It is so fucking important. And look into who
you
and what you're
remember the
voting
night Georgia
for.
turned blue?
Yeah. Look at
and
what
I think
you're
I
voting
promised
for.
it if I had a daughter someday, her name would be Georgia. Georgia Blue.
Well, I promised
it's going to be a Gregory Gale all over again.
My daughter's name would be Gregory. Anyways, okay. Happy 5-year anniversary. Wow, time flies when you're having fun and trauma dumping. It's impossible to put into words the impact you've both had on my life. I started watching you both when I was 16 and came across a TikTok. Yes, the infamous pubes one.
Great.
There's so many from that one. I'd just gotten out of a very toxic and very all-consuming relationship. Young love is hard, and I needed to pick me up. Well, little did I know that pick me up would become a massive part of my life. Who knew 2 cousins talking about fire red pubic hair could turn into something unimaginable? A community of fangents that make me feel the safest I've ever felt. Aww. You've changed my life in ways I didn't know were possible. You made me able to handle the trauma I've been dealt and validate feelings I've had my whole life. Thanks to you, I went to therapy. Thanks to you, I'm working through severe anxiety and depression. And thanks to you, I see myself through a much nicer lens. I give myself and others grace, and I've found that listening to you has made me a better person.
Oh.
Before listening to you,
I'm sorry, I hear that and I go, how? I mean, like, I'm grateful, but
like, how?
Yeah.
Before listening to you both, my anxiety was so severe that I wasn't able to work. As a 17-year-old kid, that made me feel worthless. My friends were earning income whilst I was sitting in my room begging to be normal. And you taught me that normal doesn't exist. And if it does, then fuck that. So thanks to you, I have a job now. Congratulations. One that I love, might I add. It's hard to put into words how much I appreciate you and just how grateful I am. You're the sisters I never had, the role models I deserve. Oh, that's really nice. If I could be half of the woman you are when I grow up, I would be content.
I fucking have dingleberries. What are you saying? Please be more. I think you're more.
You are.
You're gonna be more.
I just watched a little kid talking to Rihanna, and she said, "I want to be the next Rihanna." She says, "No, you don't. You want to be better. You want to be better. Be better. I want you to be better than me. I want you to do better. I want you to be smarter and grow more." And
like, what's your name? I want you to be that.
do all of that. I love the contrast between heavy topics that make me sit back and realize things about myself and the fun content that allows me to silence my mind and focus. Thank you for being you, for impacting us all, and for creating a community that makes me feel like I can do anything. If there was one podcast I would recommend, it would be yours. I would love to meet you both one day and thank you in person, but that most likely won't happen because I'm from down under and airfares are far too expensive. We're going to try to get to you. I'm going to try to get a cocktail of pills
and I'm going to
make my way down under.
I'm going to try and have someone use a horse tranquilizer on me so I can pass out for 24 hours.
Saying. To watch you both grow over time is so incredible. Jerry, through all of your recent struggles and revelations about yourself, some that have been very open on the podcast, I hope you know that we all love you and that you're truly an inspiration. Sierra, not only have you been Jerry's rock, but you've also been mine. You both have. Sierra, you have taught me that no matter what life throws your way, there is always a bright side and a reason to keep on pushing. Sometimes I get the sense when watching the pod that you two are, to me, what you wished you had and needed when you were my age. I know. Thank you.
I hope so.
Do you see why I was bawling
Yeah.
reading these?
Yeah, I do. And you know what? I would really appreciate if you would start recording yourself, even if it's just to show me, because this feels unbalanced and unfair. And I don't care if I'm the only one who the public sees cry, but I want to see, I want to sit across from you and watch tears fall, you fucking asshole.
All right. We'll watch Grey's Anatomy together sometime and I'll really show you who I
Or
am.
it's the plane episode, or it's nothing.
Or it's nothing. No, actually, it's the shooter one. That one gets me every time.
Okay. I actually, that one, you'll send me into a PTSD episode, but okay.
We'll do it. No, you know what it is? You know the one that gets me every single time? Sorry, I'm derailing your thing to talk about Grey's Anatomy.
Talk about Grey's Anatomy.
Spoiler alert from like the second or first season. Okay, but it's like 30 years old. It's the one with the train wreck. Where they're both, and they have to choose who to save.
Yep.
And she's like, "Can I just call my Danny?" And she wants to say goodbye because she's like, "I get it. My toes aren't moving."
Cry right now. Do it, you idiot.
Hey, it's funny because I said on a Patreon episode that I don't cry happy tears, and somebody from my stream put in the stream's Discord, they were like, LOL that Sierra said she doesn't cry happy tears and she's cried at every Sims wedding we've had. That'll do it for me. I said I can't cry at my own happiness. I can't cry for me. For innocuous characters on a show or a computer
or basketball teams
100% of the time.
Sporting guys doing
100%
sporting things.
They won. I'm so happy for them. Okay, here we go. Thank you for being there, for sometimes calling me out and making me feel seen. Thank you for being a guiding light, for embracing human flaws and showing us the good, the bad, and the ugly. Here comes the thanks. I feel like you've been doing so many.
There's more? But wait, there's more.
This is nice. Thank you, Jerry, for putting in the work to edit the episodes and make them the best they can possibly be. Thank you, Sierra, for researching your ass off throughout the week to bring a well-constructed story together. Thank you for the time and effort you put in and the care and diligence you take. Thank you for taking the time to talk about things that others are afraid to. And finally, thank you for being my friends without interaction. I'm forever indebted to you both.
Oh. Oh,
Abby! God damn, dude. I can't do this. I can't do it. Are you ready for more?
Oh no, Abby is taking me out.
No breaks in between.
No breaks.
This is a cry fest.
Oh my god.
Cry fest
All
2024.
gas. No breaks. Oh my god, have you ever heard?
All tears.
Have you ever heard the saying raise hail, praise Dale? Okay.
Like Dale Earnhardt?
Yes.
And I do every day. Are you kidding me?
Yes. Okay. So Brady and I say that all the time. I go, raise hail, praise Dale.
Sure.
And he just, whenever I'm about to go on stage sometimes,
Yeah.
or whenever I'm about to like go do something that's going to require a lot of effort from me, he'll just be like, raise hail, praise Dale, baby, and just like high five me. But one day he said it and he went, raise Dale, praise hail.
You're like, honestly?
Yeah. I'm with it as well. So,
Absolutely.
Anyway, the rest of this episode, raise Dale, praise hail. That's our new, everything you do is rooted in witchcraft. We're just going further.
Oh, I love
into
that.
That
Oh,
is
God.
good. Oh, fuck.
Oh my God, this is the second Australia one. I didn't mean to put these together,
You're
but
like, oh my God, this is from Dale
Dale
Earnhardt.
Earnhardt.
He's risen.
Imagine. That would be insane.
Oh,
Hi, guys. I'm Jordy, 27-year-old bloke living in Darwin, Australia.
Jordy, have you sent something in before? Because I think there was an Australian guy who sent a voice memo in.
Potentially, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
No, this is different.
Okay.
This is different. Feel free to use my name. I've been meaning to write this for a couple of years now, but being ADHD myself, well, it's been on the list. I wanted to write a thank you for your impact on my life. I started listening to you guys around the middle of 2020, I think. We were right in the thick of COVID. I'd quit my job to go back to uni at 23, and I was managing commuting 3 hours between home and my girlfriend's for uni classes. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Which at the time wasn't easy given lockdowns. I am a trans man who transitioned at 16 and have had ongoing issues with my romantic relationship and my balancing my own identity of the man that I want to be. My relationship at the time was the latest in a run of very toxic relationships. Been there. Understood. Over the years, listening to you guys started as entertainment while commuting to uni every week, to then a distraction when my girlfriend broke up with me. Your company and laughs during that time truly saved my life, as you have no idea how lonely it becomes when you have 3 hours in a car with no distractions, especially when that time would be filled with a phone call from the person that you miss the most.
Oh,
I can't, dude. When grief hits like that, it's like the biggest thing I use is distractions from the monotonous things, the things that become habits, the things that you don't realize were habitual until they're not there anymore.
The thing that
and then
hit
you're
me
like, fuck.
The hardest was at the beginning of this year when everything started happening. And there was an app that I had when my house was being built, and I could check it. I could sign off on all of the flooring and the wall colors and the finishes and the fixtures that they were going to be using, but they also shared photos of the progress. And I remember it was maybe a week or two after everything had happened, and the foundation of my house had been poured, and the first level, the walls started to go up. And I was like, I don't have anyone to share this with. Yeah. And it was the most painful thing because
She sent that to me and she was like, I have no one to share this with. I was like, bitch, you're literally sharing it with me.
I know.
You're saying right now.
I know, but
I understand.
It's different.
It was a thing that you had shared with someone else. That was a moment that had been tied to a thing that is another reminder that that's not your reality anymore.
Yeah.
And
because
so it's
you
like,
can share so much with me.
Yeah.
But you will never share it with me in the way that you share it with Corey.
I will never have sex.
And I won't ask. In fact, I'll demand you don't.
I'll insist.
I will insist that you don't. Last night, Brady and I were talking about Game of Thrones because my kids are going as dragons for Halloween.
Because I told you to go as the mother of dragons.
Yeah, because Ollie's going
you need to be Khaleesi, obviously.
Ollie's going as a Minecraft dragon, and Forrest is going as just a regular dragon.
Because my daughter is going as baby shark, and so I'm going as mommy shark.
Well, so I said
Get
to
a
him,
full fucking costume.
I go, Sierra said that I should go as Khaleesi, Mother of Dragons. And he goes, who? And I go, what?
What, bitch?
What? And I go, it's from Game of Thrones. He goes, nah. Oh, God. 20 minutes into the first episode. It's all brother and sister fucking. And I said, I don't think this is for me. And I looked at him and I go, I love you so much.
What does it say about me and Corey that we've watched it 3 times through?
I said, dude, the way I was
That
like,
was the first thing me and Corey watched.
It's just a murder for me. I think I don't want to.
Me and Corey are like, more.
So, anyway.
Okay, sorry. Excuse me. Okay. From there, I've continued to listen, and I wanted to point out how not only you're speaking about mental health and domestic violence is incredibly helpful, but also your discussion of your family units. You see, I'd been working as a nursing assistant in disability and dementia care, and I had decided to study to become a registered nurse. The inherently, quote, female nature of this industry, combined with the bright purple shirt I would have to wear for uni, was a bit of a head fuck as someone who was already
navigating
gender norms and things like that. Much more than I had expected. However, I knew that nursing was my passion and I loved what I do. Hearing you, Sierra, talk about Corey and his work made me realize, oh yeah, this dude also does this and his girl is so fucking proud of him. And also, it's just like caring for people shouldn't be a feminine trait. I feel like we should all aspire to want to care for people.
Yeah.
This doesn't
and also being a man, having feminine what's the word I want?
Traits?
Yeah, not even traits, but just like finding yourself in either in feminine roles or feminine leaning like emotions, like the fact that crying is inherently feminine for some reason, like and so to be masculine you have to abandon femininity completely is just like not realistic or true 100%. And vice versa. Like to me growing up, sorry I keep derailing your story so much, there's a lot of it that I connect to. Growing up I desperately didn't want to be a girly girl. I always identified as a woman or a girl. However, I didn't like that. Yeah. I didn't like being a girl. I wanted to be strong and I wanted to be assertive and I wanted to be someone that people respected. And the fact that I had to not be a girl in order to feel like I was worthy of those things, like that's fucking weird.
Gross. That is gross.
So weird.
Gross. Yeah. I don't like it at all. This doesn't affect his identity as a man at all, and whilst logically I knew this, it just helped to reaffirm the idea. I've since gone on to finish university and moved from Brisbane City to Darwin in the Northern Territory. Now, I suspect you wouldn't know much about the Northern Territory. We don't. Nope. But this was an interstate move of over 3,400 kilometers.
Holy shit. Listen, Australia
Can I tell you,
huge.
I also don't know shit about kilometers.
That's true. But Australia is big,
It's real big, dude.
It's like so big.
big.
I've never seen a bigger Australia.
Away from my family and friends to live in one of the most remote cities, one of the remote ones.
Yeah.
Is on the outback.
Yeah.
In Australia.
In the steaks. They got steaks at the outback.
The Northern
and
Territory.
Shrimps on Barbies. Although I think I'm supposed to call them prawns.
Yeah, bitch.
Last time I called them prongs and we all had a good laugh at that.
At my expense. The Northern Territory is home to the majority of the indigenous Australia population and brings people from many walks of life to its door for an adventure. Okay, amazing. You have accompanied me on this move when I had to create a new life and friends. It made the journey significantly less lonely, and I am now working in a field of indigenous health, which I am so incredibly passionate and proud of, and I know you guys would be stoked for me off.
I was going to say that's something
amazing.
To absolutely be proud of.
You should be
that's
so
incredible.
proud of that. That's incredible. Upon moving up here, I started dating again, and listening to you guys talk about relationships has been one of the most healing things and helped me create a foundation of my expectations for myself and new potential partners, particularly Jerry. I've always been described as loyal to my own detriment by my best friend, and you once said that you know that if you're loyal to other people, you will always put yourself last. But if you begin being loyal to yourself first, then you will always show up, care for, and support those that you love because that is naturally who you are.
I said that?
Apparently, dude. The way that these people sometimes quote shit back to us, and I'm like, that is a beautiful quote. And they're like, you said that.
No fucking Wait,
They're like,
I
"You
mean,
said
I
it."
agree with that, but I said that? Holy hell.
I
And also,
know.
when did I say that? Because maybe I was revealing more than I thought.
Yeah, I think you might have. The difference is you beginning to prioritize care for yourself first before giving it to others. This was a light bulb moment for me, and reflecting on this and a few other aha moments through your deep chat episodes, plus a combination of connecting with an incredible EMDR therapist, I've done some incredibly hard work to heal some of my trauma, which I didn't even realize I carried.
Good for you.
Whilst you were going through your pulling apart the yarn and sitting in your messy, I was also doing the same. And hearing you describe this helped me put words to my feelings so I could communicate them with my therapist to help my healing journey along.
Me too. That's the whole reason I want to talk so openly about therapy, because I'm like,
I know it.
if
Same. And somebody said to me, they were like, because when we talked about therapy in the Patreon episode, I said, like, I feel like I've done the part that's that part. I can articulate everything. When I go to therapy, what they say to me is like, you're
self-aware.
so self-aware. Thank you very much. I know. What now? And somebody commented and they were like, I get that all the time too. 2 people did on our Patreon. It was really nice because they're like, I think talk therapy is more for helping you work through your issues and trying to find like what's going on and put words to it, put a feeling to it, put a name to it, validate that.
Yeah.
But then you need something like EMDR and things like that to really dive into problem solving. And that's important to know as well, that there's different types of therapies to be like, one is not always the solution forever.
And that's why I was with Barbara for as long as I was. And then I said she took me as far as she could take me.
That's what,
and
it doesn't have to be a forever thing.
And I'm so grateful for the time that I had with her, because I couldn't have started where I started with Kay had Barbara not taken me as far as she did.
Yep.
And now I even feel like I wonder where Kay and I are at.
Sure.
Although I do think there are some things with EMDR that I need to
go back to,
revisit. And hopefully now that certain things are done with this year, I won't have as many random pop-up fucking shit storms where I can be like, you're never gonna believe what happened this week.
Well, that's I feel like you needed that talk therapy to talk through what specifically was going on.
Yes.
Especially this year.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is,
which
and that's the thing, you can go back,
which I might have to away from.
Yeah.
And then I went back towards it.
Because let's say, hypothetically, and this is obviously not something I would have ever, but like hypothetically, what was going on with my sister would have been worst case scenario.
Yes.
I probably would have had to go to a talk therapy thing because I don't know that I could have dealt with the feelings that would have brought up had I not. Like I would have needed a soundboard to kind of bounce off of.
I mean, that's what we said too, is nothing is forever. And like, unfortunately, we're not done experiencing all of life.
It's going to hit you in the fucking dick all the time.
Brady and I were reflecting on this year because, they say that like when you first get into a relationship, it's the honeymoon stage. And I'm not saying that we haven't had like light stuff, but I was looking back on it and I was like, okay, I was going through a divorce. I had a cancer scare.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether or not I could have children.
Right.
We went through job changes. I had a close friend die.
Yeah.
His dog our dog started having seizures.
Right.
And I built a house. There was financial uncertainty with building the house. And so it was almost like, hey, if this is this is not easy whatsoever, being on tour and having to be away. And like, it's insane when you think back on all of the life that you have had to tackle. And I wonder how much of that, like, did I even navigate any of those things? Or was I so busy talking about my divorce with my therapist that like I didn't even fully dive into that shit.
Right.
But that's why it's important to, maybe it's not always talk, and maybe it was talk, and maybe you got a skill set. And so maybe I didn't need to delve super deep into it because I had already acquired the tools that I needed,
Sure. Yeah.
So
100%. In the last year, I've met an incredible woman who is a teacher in a remote Indigenous community. And using these principles, we have built a beautiful relationship and friendship unlike one I've ever experienced, where I feel loved and heard and seen like never before. At first, this scared the absolute shit out of me, but hearing you struggle through your relationship breakdown and hearing you make the most out of it, even with how incredibly hard it's been, and hearing your happiness, joy, and light return to you has made me realize that even if though I hope not, though I hope not, this relationship broke down, I can rebuild in the mess again and come back to my happiness and joy as long as I surround myself with people who love and support me no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you both for your courage, your vulnerability, and your work, and for always choosing the silly route. I can't thank you enough for sharing your older sister knowledge with us, and I will be a loyal follower as long as you continue. I wish you both love and laughs in your lives, and congratulations on absolutely crushing your tour. With all my love from Australia, Jordy.
Oh,
by the way, I
you,
need
Jordy.
you to know that I started this because it says in the message, a thank you from Australia with a cool real croc pic for attention grab.
What?
So at the end it says, P.S. I've attached a photo of my beautiful girlfriend and our pup, Kobe. We would all be at your tours if we could. Also attached a sick photo of a crocodile that I took just because hopefully one day you guys can visit to experience the magic
Not
of
me thinking a
Australia.
baby croc was a pup, and I was like, you guys have a pet crocodile?
No, this is the crocodile.
Oh, that's
a big
scary.
boy. This is the winter puppy.
Oh, dang.
I know.
Okay, Jordy, hi.
Hot.
Hi, sorry.
Sorry. But like,
sorry. Hi,
hot.
Jordy.
Jordy, hey, is this not my type?
Hi, Jordy.
Also, you have a cavalier, and I love a cavalier.
And I love a
Is that a
redhead.
cavalier?
I love your dog.
Me too. Your girlfriend's also beautiful.
Your
Sorry,
girlfriend
sorry,
is beautiful. I'm sorry.
But
I'm sorry. I wish you guys all the happiness in the world.
super.
So hot.
Okay, shall we do another one of a recording?
Yes.
Okay, I have another one. This is from Emily. 5 years of the best podcast. Congratulations. This is a huge anniversary, and you both deserve to celebrate wildly. Thank you for everything you've done. You are amazing individuals that the world needs more of. All my love, Emily. And I'm going to go ahead. Recording.
Hi, Sierra and Jerry. My name is Emily, and I met both of you after the Boston show. I am so sorry because I was so nervous then, and I feel like I couldn't stop rambling about nothing. So I'll say now what I wanted to say then. And that is one giant, huge congratulations and huge thank you. You have done so much for myself and the community that you have created in these last 5 years. I really, truly don't think that you fully understand what your work has meant to so many of us. I found Ladies and Tangents in the summer of 2020 before you even started video recording, before Forrest and Sawyer were even born, and before a lot of other firsts. And it has been one wild and crazy ride. I must say that it has been a huge honor and privilege being one of your fans and watching you two grow into the best versions of yourself. The strength and resilience you both have shown in the last 5 years is nothing to shy away from. I can't wait to continue to watch you grow and grow with you in the many years to come. Thank you for being the most amazing, supportive, hilarious, and caring long-distance besties I've ever had. Love you lots. Bye.
Oh, Emily.
Thank
you so much. Like I said, I just love hearing them.
Me too. And
it takes so much strength and courage to put yourself out there like that. And like hearing it, that was, I think, it was something on our moment meet and greets that we really got the first time around. But there is something to holding you guys and seeing you in person that like I have never experienced that level of like comfortability and just like
familiarity with like completely unfamiliar people.
God, when I say you feel like family, I feel like I could hang out with all of you and be like, these are my best. Like there is such a safeness. It feels safe.
Yes.
It feels safe.
Yes.
It feels secure. It feels right. It feels like,
because realistically, I know that we are in control of what comes off of this couch and into the internet.
Right.
But we don't necessarily show up as our best selves all the time.
Certainly not. Certainly not.
And
it's sometimes
our
that's
most
just
educated selves or our most like
especially 5 years ago,
positive
potentially.
Selves. Yeah. I mean, like it is not, it's just very comforting knowing that we are intentionally not perfect here.
Yeah.
And so we are accepted as not perfect there. And
it's
you
so
know
nice.
equally
Yeah.
that you are as well.
That you're accepted no matter what. And that's across the board, not even with us. That is with the other people in the audience.
Yeah.
There's so many people who have been having like mental health issues, like panic attacks or whatever
Yes.
in line. And the amount of people who are so gracious, so kind. There are people sometimes that take a longer time in line because they're having a harder time getting out or they're crying or whatever.
Yeah.
And the amount of people who are
Patient.
not getting pissy. I've never seen an issue, and I've always worried about it, where there would be like an issue where someone would get annoyed and like walk off or be loudly annoyed by it.
Yes.
I have never in my life seen a group of people be so consistently open
Considerate
and I almost said consenting and accepting and considerate and just caring, really caring about the other people.
I think the staff picked up on that too, and so they would shift their mentality from
it's like a hive mind thing that happens
but
when
in
everyone
the most
gets
beautiful
together.
way.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like the nicest cult I've ever seen.
That's it. It's no longer friendship without interaction. It's the nicest cult you've ever seen. Ladies and Tangents.
That's the fucking truth, dude.
And I'll tell you, it makes me emotional when I do hear people saying that we're their long distance bestie or when they say like friendship without interaction, because like
that's all we wanted.
I don't think I ever fully understood when we created it that it would be one as wildly needed as it was.
Yeah.
But like for it to be as successful, like that we achieved
oh my God, we
it.
fucked
you know what
around
I mean?
and started something so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, we did not try that at all.
And I think that
we went into it wanting to be just a silly, goofy, like not even silly, goofy. We just wanted to
we wanted to have something for ourselves. The world was asking so much of us all the time that we were forgetting ourselves and what our interests were and what
we were like,
how to find joy in our
one space where we can just be authentically us.
Just show up, fucking have a good time.
And fuck them if they don't like us. Don't listen then.
Yeah. Yeah,
and we fully expected no one to.
And we honestly expected everyone to be fucked.
Yeah, we thought everyone would be like, fuck you. And we were like, that's fair.
But it was like we had allowed everyone else to take away from us. And like that we had to show up as somebody else everywhere we went. We had a role to play everywhere we went. And we were like, not here.
No.
Not here. And if you're going to come here, not you either. Not you either.
No.
And I think it's very easy in this line of work, as an entertainer in general, not even just podcasting, but like as a musician, as an actor, actress, whatever, that you can forget the people on the other side of the screen.
Yes.
On the other side of the headphones, the whatever. And I'm grateful every year that you guys indulge us and take the opportunity to remind us that you're there. I mean, we got a big reminder on tour, but this is also
beautiful,
so special because we can only go so many places.
That's so true. Not Australia. I'll fucking tell you that.
And that's why we've got another one right here from Australia.
No, actually, this is someone we have met before.
Okay.
This is Nicole. This is our friend Nicole.
Nicole.
It's not our friend, but she was on my stream before and she said, I'm your friend Nicole. And then I was like, you are. She goes, I'm your friend Nicole. And I was like, this is our friend Nicole, everybody. And so she introduced herself to us like that in Boston.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And we said that we would be her honorary big sister. So
yes. Curly brown hair.
Yes.
Yes.
Was it curly when we met her? It was either straight or curly, but yes, that is it.
Yes.
To my honorary / adoptive big sisters. My name is Nicole. I'm almost 21 years old, and I've been listening to the pod since 2021. I recently just got the chance to meet y'all at the Boston show this summer, and it was truly one of the best nights ever. I can't believe it's been 5 years. I've been riding this wild emotional roller coaster with you two for a long time now, and I'm honestly not sure how I made it through without you before. I first stumbled onto the podcast during a pretty low point in my life, and it quickly became my comfort. I first listened during my senior year of high school, and I am currently a junior in college, which is so wild to think about.
So wild.
It's crazy. Whether I'm doing the boring stuff like laundry or driving or staying up late to avoid falling asleep, because obviously if I sleep, that means tomorrow comes faster. Thanks, major depressive disorder and crippling ADHD and anxiety. That's 2 major depressive disorders.
Yeah.
Guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing also your conditions, because that's like a thing that's very vulnerable. So thank you for doing that.
It is. And I again, you know what? You're patting my back. I'm going to pat my back as well.
Do it.
And yours as well. But
Pat my front.
my God, the amount of times that I got searched when we would go through the airport,
God,
and Sierra was
fuming.
so jealous.
I literally never got a pat down. Her and Corey would constantly get their fucking bits touched, and I was like, will someone touch my fucking bits?
She was like, she pulled me through and she goes, I'm going to take you over to the side here. Do you mind if I do a quick pat down? We could do this in another room. And I was like, we could do it right here. I don't care. She goes, all right, I'm going to go across your chest in a J sweeping motion. I go, do the whole alphabet. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I prefer you do the whole alphabet.
And one time I look over and her and Corey are both getting pat downs, and I'm just standing there like furious.
Jordy, you got to wear baggier clothing.
I was like, what the fuck is this? Okay, sorry.
Anyway, sorry.
You two have been my go-to. You have this magic of being perfect for any mood, whether I need a laugh, a cry, or just to feel a little less alone. To Sierra, your research for episodes blows me away every time. I've learned so much because of you, and it's not just fun trivia. I genuinely feel encouraged to dig deeper and keep learning. Also, the effort you put into gathering listener stories makes the podcast feel like this beautifully chaotic community that I'm really proud to be a part of. And of course, now that you are streaming, I feel more connected to you than ever. Being able to witness you facing some of your fears and seeing your confidence grow has truly been a breath of fresh air and inspiration on some heavy days. I've been there since the very beginning of your streams, always active. And then you said your username, Nicole B 2050. Girl, I know you. She said, if you recognize it. I knew who you were when I saw your picture. The way you're always so present for everyone, even through a screen, really means the world. During the Boston meet and greet, the moment you took me into your arms with one of your mama bear hugs, I've honestly not felt that kind of comfort in years. I'm so happy that you agreed to be my honorary big sister. Hearing the way you talk about your younger sisters makes my heart so happy, so incredibly happy, and I really wish I had someone like you as a mentor and trusted person to go, you do, girl. During this crazy time in my life, being in college and transitioning from my teen years to my early 20s. To Jerry, your ability to be open, raw, and real has taught me so much about accepting all the messy parts of my life. The way you talk about your mental health and just life in general has honestly been a beacon during some pretty dark times. It's like you've given me permission to not have it all together, which is something I've needed for a really long time. And the humor you and Sierra bring into even the heaviest conversations makes it feel safe just to be. Anytime I'm struggling with my mental health, friend or family drama, and any other inconvenience of life, I put on the podcast and I'm immediately comforted by you both. I am so excited you've been delving more into your creative side with YouTube posts on your personal channel, and I especially appreciate how you highlight the peaceful and uneventful periods of time in your day. Again, it feels like you're giving me permission to just be present in the moment and let any hardships I'm currently dealing with go on the back burner.
Can I tell you that? Thank you for noticing that. There's actually, I've wanted to talk about it before. It's called The Art of Noticing. Because people spend, especially nowadays, spend so much time, and I'm guilty of it. I'm absolutely guilty of it as a photographer and as just like someone who probably puts too much thought into aesthetics and shit. But the art of noticing is just like right now, if we were to look outside, the color of the trees that are outside of our office are wild, are insanely fucking beautiful. But like you can completely miss it because it's a tree.
And it's something you see every day.
And it's a nothing moment. Yeah. And so like even walking by like a church, you see a really cool door. Like if you take a minute to just like notice, like, fuck, that's a cool ass door, and like the time and the energy and the history that it probably has.
What? Can I tell you what did that for me was touring?
Yes.
The way that I was, like you said, I was a little kid. I felt like I was seeing the world for the first time ever.
Yeah. Well, you kind of were.
I was. You kind of were. But you know what was crazy is it made me appreciate here more. I feel like I see things here because I posted on my Instagram, which is, I don't normally post just like, which I used to a long time ago, but I don't know why I feel like I have to be in a post. Again, it's an aesthetic thing. Yep. It feels like, oh, people are here to see me, so I have to show
here
me.
I am.
And it's silly because I like seeing the world. So I pulled over. I take Noah to school at like 6:45ish in the morning. He's got to be there by 7:20, whatever. Anyways, that's when we get up and are driving around and whatever. And the sun now is starting to come up. So we live kind of by a river. On my way home, I'm almost home. I just pull over by that river and I watched the sunrise and the birds were going and I took pictures and I was like, this is one of the most, why don't I do this more? Why don't I just watch the sunrise here? It is so quiet. It's so peaceful. The river was going and it's like, it was something that I take I walk by that river. Me and Corey take walks. We walk by that river every day, but it was just a different moment in time. It was just
you were in a different headspace.
And I was just like, I can't believe I'm lucky enough to live here, that this is in my, essentially it's in my backyard. And that I have access to this. Like I almost started to get a monotony going with the way that we live here and what we see, until I saw beauty in the world, but it was a different kind of beauty. And so it made me appreciate the uniqueness of the beauty we have at home.
100%.
And it was fucking awesome.
100%. That's why I'm like, it's so obsessed with my birds and my deer and
100%.
my like all of my animals. It's like a chore now for me to go out and feed my animals.
Motherfucking groundhogs, dude. Corey's like, we got to get rid of them. They're gonna ruin our foundation. I love those groundhogs. Fuck, bury me with the groundhogs. I don't give a shit.
And the foundation down as long as it's with the groundhogs. I will go down with this ship.
Yeah, and I will. Okay, the dynamic. Sorry, if that's how you say that word.
I'm so sorry about that tangent. But like truly, I challenge you to go out today, take a picture of something that you walk past all the time. It could be your toothbrush. Take a fucking picture of your toothbrush because gum health is important.
Honestly so important.
I have to go
Periodontal health is so important.
I have to go and get my fucking gum disease taken care of so soon. These gums are getting deep cleaned.
Hey, welcome to the club, girl.
I know it. And tag us in it. Tag Ladies and Tangents.
Please.
Tag it, or if you put it in your story, if you guys tag us individually
we'll
or
share
as the podcast, I want to see
the beautiful things that you see in your life, in your everyday life.
That you just took a moment to notice, and I want you to realize how cool it is, because it is.
It is. God damn. That's good. The dynamic you two share and the way you bounce off each other makes every single episode feel like a safe space to exist. As someone who's navigated a lot with mental health, the podcast has been more than just entertainment. It's been a lifeline. You've kept me afloat during the worst depressive episodes and have been a comforting background noise while I'm dealing with flare-ups of my chronic fatigue syndrome, because apparently that's a real thing you can be diagnosed with.
I love you so much. I remember
so true.
I remember you because you were so Gen Z.
Yes.
And you would do the hair tuck thing. Listen, and maybe your
her.
hair wasn't curly, but it definitely wasn't straight. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
I'm not straight either.
Yes. You couldn't be more correct.
But I know you locked in right here.
Exactly who you are. Listening to you talk feels like sitting in the room with friends who just get it. Right now, things have been especially hard. I've been going through a really tough situation with one of my best friends, who's also my current college roommate, and it's been actual hell to deal with on top of everything else. I almost said everyone else. On top of dealing with everyone else.
I hate everybody.
Especially with my mental health already feeling like a constant battle. Having the podcast on a never-ending loop has been the only thing keeping me grounded some days. I even restarted from the beginning just to feel like I'm surrounded by friends who will never leave me or treat me poorly. In a weird but wonderful way, you've been the constant company I've needed to get through this rough patch, and being able to relive the incredible growth you two, confidence-wise, mentally, emotionally, all of it, has been
romantically,
all of it has been so inspiring, validating, and encouraging. Thank you for the hours of content, for making me feel seen, and for creating a space that welcomes everyone in exactly as they are. Here's to 5 years of tangents, tears, and belly laughs. And here's to 5 or 50 more.
Oh, hell.
Hell.
Wow, you think I'm in good health.
We're going to live to be 80. Can you imagine us as 80 years old on this podcast?
It'll just be, who?
I pissed my pants again.
They want you to take the roles.
I can't wait to see where the ride takes y'all next. With so much love and gratitude, Nicole, your adopted little sister.
Oh,
Nicole!
You sweet sweetie.
I love you. This one says, thank you for sharing yourself with the world. First off, let me fix myself. Sorry. First off, thank you for being so open and sharing yourself with the world, even if it's terrifying. Y'all are so brave, and just thank you. I think it's too late to send something in for the anniversary episode. It wasn't. I clocked it. But that's okay. I don't know if you'll read this at all, but I just wanted to share how y'all impacted me. I've been listening for about 3 years now. Wish I could say from day one, but that's okay. In those 3 years, I went from 21 to 24. Formative years in my life that y'all have guided me through episode by episode. From laughing to contemplating toxic relationships to dealing with grief and loss and so much more. Every time you speak about mental health, it's helped me push away the stigma of being broken and reinforces how healthy I'm being. Trigger warning for suicide coming up. And I know this is heavy stuff and it's hard to talk about. My husband killed himself in March of 2023, and my world was rattled. We were going to get divorced probably, and just everything happened. I was very reluctant about going to therapy or actually talking to anyone about this situation. But every Tuesday and sometimes Fridays, I heard how open and honest y'all were being with complete strangers on the internet and how it was healing to talk through the tough stuff. It made me open up my depression and PTSD to my close friends and family. I started therapy and I've truly been working through the broken person I was. Your openness about medication and how it's affecting you is so real and raw, it's truly inspiring. There aren't many women online talking about mental health, divorces, marriages, medication, sharding or pissing themselves the way that you guys do. The community you've created is truly one of a kind because of the way y'all are able to present yourself. You've created a space where people can come to be themselves, which not many people can do, so thank you. Also, the way y'all talk about your animals, specifically Mosby, is exactly how I feel about my dog Archie, so thanks for making me less crazy, feel less crazy. We met in San Diego, and there was so much I wanted to say to you guys in person, but I was way too nervous, so being goofy and saying truly thank you for the show was all I could do. I was the friend of the girl that Cece Lasso danced with.
I know exactly who you are.
I got a picture.
Yep, because we stood together and we were like, that's them, isn't it?
Wait till you see this fucking picture. By the way.
Sure. I'm sure.
I'll attach a picture. I also wanted to make a tall joke to Jerry, but I forgot. Anyways, y'all are truly one of a kind. Thank you for your goodness, your kindness, and understanding, but also your weird goofiness. Y'all are inspiring. Love y'all. Savannah, the girl not in the cowboy hat. So I'm going to show you the picture as a whole here.
Yep.
But just wait when I open it up. First of all, here's you two looking like normal strangers who have just met. No offense. Look at us. I am nuzzled into this girl like she's been my best friend for 30 years.
You look like you're together. That looks like your girlfriend. You look like you are partners. She put the partner with a hat. You know what I mean?
Bro, I saw this picture and I was like,
the way you guys were both hammered and just bonding was fucking funny.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much,
God.
Savannah. I appreciate that story and that picture. That's really fucking funny.
You said something in there and it triggered a thought and it actually made me emotional. If you can believe it, I got emotional here.
I can't
on this couch during this episode. But you said that we were with you from 21 to 24, and I realized just like how fucking long time is.
Yeah.
And that we get those years once.
Yes.
Like we were 28 when we started the podcast, 29.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we were that age one time, and now we're 33. We're going to be 34. And like, we will never be in our 20s again.
Yeah.
And are working on we're almost to our mid 30s. And we've been, the entire time we're in our 30s, we've been doing the podcast. And
that's true.
I think it was Emma who said we were with her freshman year in high school and to
like
now. And
almost all of college.
Yes. Well, that's not possible.
Junior year of college, she said. I don't know how many years you go into college.
How long?
She said, I think she said senior to junior. Senior year of high school to junior year of college.
I thought freshman. Someone said freshman, I think. Anyway, maybe that was Nicole.
Maybe.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. But like thinking that during those formative years, we were with people and beautiful. Like shaping parts of them.
It's weird.
That's terrifying.
That's scary.
That's very scary.
That's scary
because I didn't mean to do that.
And I hope that I've
did it
shaped you well.
Yeah.
I hope you've got a good shape about you. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm scared.
That's a very
That's a big feeling.
that's a big responsibility that I didn't mean to have.
I didn't
But I'm
intend
grateful.
to. I'm so
grateful that
But
it's been a positive one.
100%.
So
I have two more.
okay,
Ready?
Yep.
Hello, ladies. My name is Kayla, she, her, 27. I've been listening for like 4 years-ish. Whenever the Bush episode popped off on TikTok, I don't know. Hell yeah. My life in the past 4 years has had a whole lot of turns. I started listening as a 20-something-year-old, I'm going to be real, stoner, who lived with her uncle as an Uber driver. I had gotten pregnant right as my baby's father decided our relationship wasn't working out. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We are back together now. Oh, whoops. I almost talked shit about it. I almost talked shit.
And then I go spoiled off. I say something stupid like
fuck your boyfriend. Just kidding. I hope he's great. Okay.
I almost feel like now after so many people have talked about the pubes one that like we should just do that. Like we do that front part and then cut to the
I love that. That's beautiful. That's a good one. Did you see the one that I posted that was
yeah.
saying something stupid like hell yeah, brother?
Yeah.
All right, anyways. Congratulations on your house. But I went through my entire pregnancy alone, which while also adjusting to a non-stoner lifestyle, which basically meant all of my stoner friends were not around anymore. So alone. It was around this time that I listened to the friendship breakups episode while Ubering. At the time, I hadn't spoken to my best friend in probably a year and a half. I reached out to her the next day and we met up at a coffee shop. She had decided to become a dancer. Our lives were clearly taking different directions. I'm assuming dancer as in... I'm not going to assume.
I am.
Okay. But she seemed very happy with what she was doing. I know I'm tangent-venting right now, but there is a point.
She's going to be a rockette.
Perhaps. I reached out because I wanted her to be a part of my son's life, of course. She also has a daughter who I was missing out on as well. We were able to reconnect, and let me tell you, I honestly have felt that our relationship dynamic had a lot of the same essence as Jerry and Sierra. Being around her was like taking off every mask you can.
Aww.
We would laugh stupidly, make the best meals, and go back and forth venting or just joking. She had genuinely loved me for who I was at my core.
I don't love that all of this is past tense.
Yeah, stick with me. Through my flaws, because there's a lot, and I honestly had done her dirty in the past. There have been very few connections in my life like this. Maddie was a girl who loved me more than she loved herself. She had unalived herself this year. I'm reading exactly how it's written. On April 8th, the day of the eclipse. And then in parentheses it says, that witchy bitch couldn't have chosen a better day to die, but fuck her, goddammit. My whole point in sending this is, every time I listen to the podcast, or even in Cece streams, I was the one who asked on the stream if you recorded yet. That was last night. So she was like, did you record yet? I have something to send in. I was like, send it in, girl. Yeah. I hear someone named Madeline, Maddie, or Madison. Whether it's the person writing in or someone in the story. I told her for months to listen to you guys. I don't think she ever did listen. I honestly feel like it's a sign that she's listening to them now with me. And that your demographic really hits with the Mads in the world.
Aww.
Sierra, the episode on Sawyer's birth story was my shit when I was pregnant. I listened to that shit like once a week until I gave birth. I feel like my life has so many similarities. Crazy enough, my sister has just found out a few months ago she also has skin cancer. Oh, Damn, girl. God, I hope she's doing okay. Jerry, I feel like we have the same reaction styles or like emotional processing unit. When you got shit for it, I truly appreciate your honesty about your perception of yourself versus other people. This is fucking good. Your honesty made me look back on my friendship with Maddie. There were times I viewed myself as better than her. Now that she's not here, I see her value, and I also see how other people put her value so far down because of her profession. That was the part that got me last. Dude, I was fucking sobbing. Maddie avoided her house like the plague. She didn't have her daughter towards the end of her life. Maddie was caught up in the life of working at a club. She ended up getting multiple DUI charges and lost her license and then her source of income. Maddie had lupus and she wasn't taking her treatments. She also stopped answering my phone calls and only would text back if I texted like 20 plus times in a row. She stopped paying her bills. Her electric was shut off, and her house had dishes from October. She was staying at a friend's house for months. I say all of this because I hope that someone else hears these things and sees the signs that I was ignoring. I don't want her life to be unseen. Her family didn't post an obituary, and they didn't have a funeral for her. If her struggle sounds like any of your friends, please, please reach out. Don't always think that someone is mad at you if they aren't reaching out to you. I met you two on your second leg of tour in Philly. That night out as a mother of a 2.5-year-old was absolutely amazing. I cried for half the drive there, and then at the meet and greet, I could only muster up a "how you doing?" You two have been my rock for the past few months. Heck, the past few years. You both are extremely powerful manifestors, and I cannot wait to see what types of things you conjure up next. Thank you for all you do, including posting the friendship breakup video, which gave me my opportunity to reconnect with Maddie. Also, sorry this is super duper long. Love, Kayla. Also, P.S. I have a story about my babysitter microwaving my cat. That's for another time.
That's another time. Well, thank you.
I know.
Couple things. One, I've been thinking about the friendship breakup episode a lot recently because the person who it's about specifically, really who made me want to do it.
I think I remember this.
I've been thinking about her a lot.
Yeah.
And she was a person who she is. I mean, she's no longer this person to me. However, when she was this person for me, she was very much this person. I felt like I could be honest with her in a way that I couldn't be honest with a lot of other people.
Right.
And there were things that she knew about my marriage and about my family and about just me personally that no one else knew. And she was very encouraging and not judgmental about any of it.
Yeah.
And I wonder how she would feel if she knew now.
Yeah.
Like where I am. And maybe she does. I don't know if she listens. I knew she was a listener at one point in time, but I don't know if she still does or if anyone she knows listens. But I just wonder what it would be like if we reconnected in this season.
Especially because I know a little bit about it, but I do know I think that it was fueled by...
There was outside stuff.
There was outside stuff that fueled it. Maybe that's not around anymore.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I wonder if that...
Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, she's somebody... because it ended in such a weird way and like nothing really wrong happened.
Yeah. Those are the worst ones because it's almost like a breakup where you get ghosted where you're like, what happened though?
Yeah.
Why is there no closure? There's no finality here.
Yeah.
It's just like
So sometimes I just kind of imagine what those conversations would be like. And I think that she'd be stoked about my life right now. But
there you go.
And because she's not there to be stoked, I guess I'm stoked for myself.
There you go.
There's another part in that. Thank you for sharing what you did, because the whole reflecting on how you viewed yourself in comparison to Maddie, and you could see that other people now in hindsight also did that. What was so hurtful to me about sharing that with you was that I actively saw people doing that to you and it angered the shit out of me.
Sure,
and I was so vocal about it to you.
Sure.
I said it in my maid of honor speech.
Yep.
I've said it on the podcast. And so it was almost like it was a weird internal thing for me where I'm like, I don't want this to be true. Get out of me. Like a parasite.
Like I'm pissed. Yeah. Like fucking get out.
Yeah. But also, I understand a little bit where it came from because there was a part where she was speaking about Maddie where there was very much a time where I was afraid that was going to be you.
Yeah, there's a fear.
Not that you were going to make decisions, but that you were not always safe.
Well, there comes with the protectiveness. I felt that with you this past year. And I know that sometimes that I've maybe not been as like happy about certain things or given you the reaction you wanted to certain things, but it's because when you watch your friends go through really, really, really rough, hard times, there's a wall that maybe they don't have built up that you do, where you're like, I don't want to see you I am so fucking scared to see you go through this again that it's almost like that wall might not be up for you, and I'm happy it's not, because I want you to embrace the happiness in life, but it is up for me.
Yeah.
And I can't.
Well, and
it's hard. It's hard.
And for me, during that time with you, when we first started the podcast, like, my fear of you not being safe or not just fucking taking life and grabbing it and living it to the fullest because you were fully capable of having the most incredible life. I was so scared that you were just gonna like sink into the abyss of like sad.
Yeah.
And that you wouldn't have all that you have now. Not that I had the foresight to know any of this was going to happen, but I just was afraid of losing you.
I would have taken a fourth of it.
Well, I was afraid of losing you.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't know if you were just gonna be like, what the fuck is the point? Because there were times where you were.
I was.
And
that's why I constantly say Sad Bitch Island is a vacation and not a destination. You're allowed to go there. You're allowed to visit. You're allowed to be there for a little bit, but you cannot stay there.
Yeah.
You have to come home.
And
you have to come home.
And there was a time I was afraid that you were gonna.
I didn't want to come home.
And you didn't want to.
Yeah. And you got to make your home a place you want to come back to.
Right. Right. And so that's what it makes me very emotional to know that there, as much as we want to try and show people that there is a possibility, we don't reach everyone.
It's so sad.
And that there are people who don't make it through, and they do end up making Sad Bitch Island a permanent stay. And it's
I wish I could help them all.
Almost a humbling realization, like to know that like there could be alternative timelines where maybe we never spoke again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And,
or maybe I did end up being a piece of shit person, like that. Like instead of finding a way back to each other, we just drove a wedge further and further. And what would happen then?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway, that was just I did a lot of reflecting on that story.
That's
so
what these are all
I'm really
about.
Sorry for your. I'm horribly sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
That is a lot to go through.
I am happy that you used that horrible moment to send a message to other people, and I think that's really brave
and
of you.
Celebrate
and really
your friend
of you,
because it didn't sound like in the end that there was very many people in her corner.
Yeah, or celebrating her life.
Yes,
it was almost like as somebody whose life at one point in time was something that a lot of people were embarrassed of. Thank you for not being, because no matter what she was doing or how she was living it, she was still a person, and she deserves to be celebrated and loved and cared for. So fucking thank you for being that person.
Yes.
Because she deserves it.
And someday that little girl's going to want to know about her mom, and you have a beautiful story to tell.
100%. Last one. This one is special in a...
You broke the dam.
I know. Well, this is...
I was doing so good.
I saved the saddest ones for the last day. You know
what
that.
What is wrong with you?
This one is called 5-year anniversary. I'm sorry. Last one. 5-year anniversary. Giving me my sister.
Oh no!
I know.
Is this Sam?
It's Morgan.
Morgan! Oh God, Sam! Do you know about this?
I don't think so. Here we go. Hey besties, it's Morgan. She, her, and I know I've told you this before when we met, but I need you to truly understand the way you have changed mine and Sam's lives together. I just want you all to know that Sam and Morgan are people that they're two fangents that have come to so many shows. And at one of the last ones, this is something that Morgan pulled me aside and whispered in my ear, but I do want to give it to you all because I think it's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And it touched me.
And I need you guys to know that after our first show, we watched these two absolute idiots dressed in camp gear, and they were in binoculars. Binoculars. They brought their own campfire to Columbus. I thought they stole it from the stage.
I've loved them so fucking much. I've loved them since the day I met them when I thought they were hitting on Corey. And I'll tell that story in just a moment.
Corey and Brady both followed him back on social media.
They did. Okay. I'm terrible at wording things, but I'm giving it a go for you two. Don't worry, Morgan, I got you. Okay, anyways. We didn't grow up the closest, me and Sam, even though we are the exact same person. And maybe that was why. And we went through some family trauma at weird ages. We grew up, she got married and had kids, and I was around for them and I loved seeing them. But Sam and I still never actually talked the best or bonded. That was until I moved around 3 hours away. And one day I sent her a TikTok of you guys. I didn't know it, but she had kept listening to you guys, following along with your journey, the same that I did. I had moved back to town when Em and Christine announced their And That's Why We Drink tour, and she had casually asked me if I listened to them, and I of course said that I did. She told me she bought tickets to their show in Cleveland and asked if I would go with her. I happily accepted. The topic of you guys came up at some point. She asked if I still listen, and I excitedly said yes. We joked about how you guys might even be there at that And That's Why We Drink show, and how cool it would be to bump into you guys. Spoiler alert, we were.
Bumping happened.
The bumping happened. Actually, I'm going to tell this story. Well, no, I won't. I'll hold on. Fast forward to our drive. We listened to your Patreon episodes after I found out that she had it and I didn't. And we laughed.
You better give me that,
Come on, girl. And we laughed about all of them for more than half the way there. They live in Wisconsin, by the way. So it was quite a drive. We finally actually talked about some really deep stuff on that trip for the first time, and it made me see her in a way different perspective. While we were there at the show, we saw Cece and Corey standing in line, and we just froze. We had been goofily manifesting this moment all weekend, and suddenly you were right there in front of us in line. Which is so silly because I know what me and Corey were talking about in line, and we were being... I didn't think anyone there would notice us. By the way, this was pre-doing any shows. This was still me and Jerry not really thinking that people knew who we were.
Yeah, the fact that
the first
Christine
moment
invited us to that show was kind of shocking.
Shocking. So I was like, yeah, we'll go. But I had no idea. I was like, maybe we'll see one or two people. We got like semi-swarmed at this show.
Yeah.
But the first people that we saw were Sam and Morgan. Actually, I came out of the bathroom and they were around Corey and I was like, well, who the fuck is he talking to? And they were so excited. You guys know how the night went, but to put it short, we met you guys and it truly felt like I was in a group of friends, and it's a feeling I'll never forget. I loved that night. That night was so fun.
I like that we got to read you the photo.
Yeah, that was good. After that weekend, Sam and I started talking on a daily basis, talking about new L&T episodes, and honestly, just for once, having a healthy relationship with each other. I started making sure I was an active part of her kids' lives more, and just being more active as a sister and an aunt. When it came to camp being announced, we knew we had to go, like as much as we could. And then it says in parentheses, sorry, Cece, for making you think you had to make new jokes for our shows. Truly, you could have done nothing on stage, and I still would have laughed my ass off. Because I remember telling her in one of the meet and greets, like, I feel like when I see you two in the crowd, I got to switch it up because you've been to like 5 shows.
Well, I posted a photo yesterday, 2 days ago, of me with The Rock, which if you've been to the show, you know about The Rock. And if you went to the show after March, there was a specific joke that went along with The Rock. And I didn't want to say it every time, but it landed every fucking time.
Yeah.
And Sam had made a comment on that post. She was like, God damn, that hit it every single time. First time, my mouth agape. Yeah, you didn't need to go that hard.
I love that so much. And camp truly set our sisterhood in concrete because goddamn, did we cry, laugh, and get super drunk together on these nights. And you looked through in bushes with binoculars. Something about that atmosphere was bonding in and of itself. I don't know how else to word it other than you guys gave me my sister back and gave her kids an aunt that knows how to give a fuck.
Oh,
I'll be forever thankful for the lessons I've learned from you guys and for you guys being so willing to be raw and unapologetic and just your fun selves in front of the world. It makes me think that if you can do it in front of the world, then I can at least try to do it in front of the people in my own life.
Morgan,
I know.
I'm gonna punch you right in the mouth. And that's a promise.
That's a promise. Thank you, ladies, from the bottom
with my own mouth, probably. Just with love.
I'm gonna punch you in the mouth with my own mouth, you sweet bitch.
Consensually.
Of course. Thank you, ladies, from the bottom of my heart for everything. If nobody else in the world is cheering for you to succeed, Always know that Sam and I are at the front row, screaming as loud as we possibly can to convince you to succeed. That's what's gonna get me right now. Idiot. I think it's so nice because they were at the front row of so many shows. They were. Listen, because Corey was at several of the shows.
The way I just got so giddy watching your eyes fill with tears.
Corey was at so many of the shows, and he was like, it's crazy to see people love you the way that I love you a little bit, but like people who love you to a point, and I'm not saying you guys love us more than our I'm not saying that. But I do see the dedication that you had to come to so many shows.
Yes.
And like they gifted us a beautiful gift
Yes.
of a map that they made that like the map part comes off and then you can put our pictures on the states that we went to, and they filled in the states that we had been to with pictures that we posted from the states. And it was just like a really sweet moment where I'm like, I don't understand what I did to deserve this from you. I don't understand why you love me the way you love me.
Yeah.
And like, I get that with everyone that we meet, but especially like people who show up like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel I deserve it. And I feel almost like, I love you.
Don't listen to her.
Don't listen to me. But like, I love that. And I don't get it.
Yeah, it is mind-boggling.
Anyways, it's really nice to know that you represent a huge amount of people because your faces are familiar to me. And I think that's why I feel this with you. But you represent a group of people that love that hard for us.
Yes.
And that's shocking to me
Yes.
sometimes. Tell Corey and Brady, his two besties from Wisconsin, say hello. They also played a huge fucking part in making our camp an amazing time. Love, Morgan. And I'll throw Sam here too. I'm sure she's cool with that.
Oh, dang.
Damn. And there's another aside for you that I'm going to read, but she wants me to read it off the podcast, which I said, okay, girlie, don't even worry about it. I totally will.
Okay. Is it because legally we're not allowed?
Well, no, it's more so about, it actually happened at the Columbus show, so legal things were not even an issue.
Oh, yeah. That was, everyone didn't know then.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Wow. Thank you guys so much.
Wow.
Again, I never know what makes me cry. It's always weird things. It's always very strange things, but I think like this book is making me the self-sabotaging books makes me think that like, hey, maybe this connection of something you're feeling is deeper.
Yeah.
Like that moment in Grey's Anatomy that makes you cry so hard because
Where's that come from? Yeah.
that lies. And that like
Where's the bottom of that well?
we're sitting in the front seat, like we'll always be there. No
Yeah.
matter what you guys do, we're there for you and love you in that way. Where do we think that comes from?
Do you ever feel like maybe that's all you've wanted, and
maybe it could just be that all I wanted was someone who loves me without conditions, and that I don't have to.
But also, I
perform a
want
certain
you
way.
guys to have conditions.
You
but,
should.
We appreciate,
But I love an unconditional love when it's
appropriate.
appropriate.
Yeah, yeah. And
Because I don't know that I've ever had that
Yeah, yeah.
before my adult life, at least.
There was something that you said that triggered something I've been wanting to talk about, and now it's escaped me. No, you're fine. What did you say before that?
Grey's Anatomy,
It was,
self-sabotage, the book.
yeah, I think we were around there. I think it was around there.
My something triggered an emotion that was unnecessary.
Fuck. Nope, it's gone.
All right. Well, wait. Give it a second. It always comes back to you. It literally always does.
It does, but I don't know if it's gonna. I feel like it's one of those things where, like, when you try and force a poop and it's just not ready. If it's not ready, it's not ready.
Do you want to watch it back on the camera and see if it jogs
You
it?
really want me?
I want to see what the fuck you had to say. So curious.
Oh yeah, because it was something that I was like, oh, this is a thing. None of that is good. I'm gonna watch it back.
We'll be right back, bitches.
Hey, you know what? We gave it our best shot, everyone, and now
gone.
it's still gone.
It's gone forever.
Mm.
Well, there it goes.
There it goes.
There she goes.
Thank you guys for sending all of that in. Our anniversary episodes are always just an absolute crazy
Cry
fest, and it's wild to reflect back on everything and see how far we've come, see how many people we've kind of like gained along the way.
Yeah.
And to share just like our collective growth with
Yeah.
one another. So
Ugh, beautiful.
thank you again for hanging out with us. If you want more, we already told you at the beginning, you can go to patreon.com/ladies&tangents. If you want to have the bonus and just want to watch that one off because you're not ready to commit to us, what's wrong with you? The last the last bonus anniversary episode is available on there. But if you want to join one of the tiers, now would be a great time because some awesome stuff is coming to Patreon in the upcoming months.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And hell yeah. I mean, happy 5 years, everybody. God damn.
Happy 5 years, besties. We love you so much. And we'll see you next week.
All right.
We're out.
Goodbye.